Hello, travelers, and welcome to the first day of summer. Happy summer solstice and happy birthday, Cancer Suns. I cannot believe that we are already in the middle of the month. So, before we get started, there's a few announcements that I would like to make. Website members, those of you who are already active members, I've done some site cleanup and organization. All of your galleries have been updated. That means that there are now galleries, and some of the videos that were missing are now back in place. The second thing that I've done is when you log in and you go to the member area content page, you will see underneath where it says premium content, where you used to be able to find your ebooks, it just says your documents, your user documents. So when you click that link, it's going to take you to one page where all of your documents are located and you can download those. And do know that the July readings are coming up. Now, that being said, I have tried several times to bring a new product. And I think I finally have it set up properly. I'm not exactly sure. I had some issues with the sandbox testing, and I'm waiting to hear back from PayPal about that. But the new product is the one-day access, okay? And that is where you can pay for $2.37. You are able to access the website, and you get access to both the individual gallery, individual tarot readings gallery. So that would be like, you know, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And then you also get access to the romance, the individual romance and relationship readings. There is a bonus gallery where I have selected one video for you, and it also gives you access to 3 articles. Do keep in mind that access is only 24 hours. So if you just want to come in and take a look at the videos, you can. If you want to, you know, read a few of the articles, I've selected a few articles for you and given you that bonus gallery. And what I'm hoping is that it will, the information and what you see will let you know what I'm really doing on the website. And hopefully you will come in and join. As most of you know, I have opted out of the monetization, and there should not be any monetization on my YouTube channel. You should not see any ads, and I have to go back and check that against something. But if you are still seeing the ads, and that means that I didn't fully disconnect from that. But I'm just not going to, I'm very, what's the word that I'm looking for? I'm not pleased with the way that Google is handling the monetization, because when I started the monetization, it was through a smaller company in Canada, and they would split the profits with you 50-50, which was great. But then when Google finally took over, and you ended up, they're taking like 90% of the profit. In addition, they're trying to get you, because if you have a website associated with it, what they're trying to do is to get you to opt into their AdSense program. Well, they offer you a $150 credit. Well, you can accept that, and then what happens is you have to pay them to opt into AdSense, and then whatever profits you make, you know, they're still taking half of it. So no matter which way you go, they've got their hand in your pocket. And that's not to say that I don't understand that companies need to make money, but you know, I gotta eat too. And so I don't opt into Google AdSense for the website, because that's why I have a membership site. So the membership helps me to keep my site ad free. There's nothing that I hate worse than going to a website and there's fucking ads all over it and click links, so that even when your mouse just hovers over it, it pulls up that information. Well, not only is it pulling up that ad information, what it's doing, it is pulling up your own tracking personal information. So what I try to do on my site is to offer you a bit of freedom from that. And that's what the membership is all about. So with that being said, for those of you who might be interested, because I know the last time I tried to present this, it didn't work right. I had a lot of you try to click in and come into the one-day access. I do believe that I have it set up properly. And so with that being said, if you want to come over, if you click in, if you have any issues accessing any of the information, please go to the support desk link on the main menu and send me whatever the problem is. I can't access this article, or I can't access this gallery. And what I'll try to do is figure out a way to get you in until it's all working properly. I do feel that it is set up right. I'm not sure. So with that being said, we're going to do a quick, the energy, I don't know about you guys, but the energy that is floating around for the summer, first day of summer, the summer solstice, is really an ugly, ugly energy. And I think everybody's kind of on edge in terms of what is happening for us in our personal lives. It may not be that we are experiencing any really bad situations, but just the general energy on a worldwide scale is very ugly. It's very negative. It's very people, I think, are afraid. People are angry. People are confused. People don't know what's going on. And whether you don't fall into those categories or not, trust me, the energy is there and it does affect you. You may not even be aware of it, okay? But if you would stop for just a moment and center yourself, you should be able to pick up those vibrations. It's really, really ugly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick open reading here. I'm going to use the Rider-Waite deck. I'm going to clarify with the La Vida Sibilas because I don't know what the story is going to be. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull out the Indovina Sibilas for clarification, just in case. And then I'm going to, actually, I'm not even going to use that. My guides just told me to go to the Fantastical Creatures Tarot. And so I'm going to pull out this other Indovina deck. And we will see what the story is, okay? And then I'm going to wrap this up with a Heart Oracle Tarot. So here we go. Let me, God, come on. All right. Because I haven't had time to write, Marie A., I did get your email, and although you may feel as though things have not changed for you necessarily in one respect, know that Akashic Records reading has brought you to a place where you are now able to recognize things, okay? And so acknowledge that, be proud of that, and know that it is a process. For some people, they find immediate relief from an Akashic Records reading. For other people, it takes a little while, but the only reason why it takes a little while is because you have to connect why things are the way that they are based upon the choices that you make, okay? And you are making different choices. And as you make different choices, you will notice that things will begin to open up and flow for you. Because it is only through karma, it is only through choices that we create our own karma. And so it takes a while sometimes for people to connect those dots, but you've connected them. And from there, it's a continuing process. So, you know, I was so happy to see your email. So that's why I like to do the follow-ups after the Akashic Records readings, to see where people are, where they're standing, and have they, you know, where are they in that that quote unquote timeline of going through things. So now with that said, let's go ahead and this will be a general reading. The messages will not resonate with everyone. If you'd like to gain more insight into your situation, that requires a personal reading. When you book the personal reading, I ask for the birth dates, the names, and the sun signs only. I do not read for moon signs and rising signs, so please don't be sending me none of that information. Only the sun sign, so the names, the birth dates, and the sun signs of the people that you are trying to gain more clarity on in the situation. And I use that information to locate people in the Akashic Collective, okay? From there, I do the reading for you. Now, those of you who have had readings with me before know that I do not request the story because I don't need it. That's so you'll know that I'm not bullshitting you and that the information that I'm giving to you in the reading is exactly that. It is coming from a true source. I do video readings only. I only have one phone reading, and that's a 2-card oracle reading. And my turnaround time is 24 to 72 hours. I do not like for people to wait. I know I don't like to wait when I want to answer on something. Once you purchase that video reading, you get it through Google Drive, and you are able to download that reading, keep it, and save it. I don't need it, so I suggest that you figure out a way to save those readings. Now, you can find my web address at the bottom of this video on the screen. You can find it also on the in the About box section of my channel and in the description box of the video. Okay. If you've got something you want to say, you can come over and leave a comment on the shout out and comment section of the channel. I'm sorry, of the video. I'm sorry, of the website. Now, let's lay these cards. It has been raining nonstop here for the past 3-4 days. We've had a total of 14 inches of rain. It's crazy. There's water everywhere. There were cars floating down the street the other day. All right. 9 cards down. Oh. The 6 of Swords. Oh, I got the deck upside down. Y'all know I don't read upside down cards. I can't. All right. Here's the 3 of Swords. Wow. I will show you these cards. Here's the 8 of Swords. Mercy. And I think on one level this is pertaining to that nasty energy that I'm speaking of. Here's the Chariot. Here's the Page of Swords. Here's the 10 of Wands. Wow. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Now I have 2 pages here. A Page of Swords and a Page of Pentacles. Here's a Knight of Wands. Huh. And here's a 10 of Cups. Wow. Underneath, what I have is the Death card. Now, look, no matter what deck that you use for tarot card readings, the Death card symbolizes, I can't speak for other tarot card readers, but what I can say is that traditionally that card is not read as a death deck. Although, because the nature of the universe, sometimes it can be speaking of that, someone passing away. But for the most part, the way that the card is interpreted is it is interpreted as a transformational change. Now, this can come through something positive and this could come through something negative. In other words, you know, losing someone, that's a horrible thing to have to go through, but yet that it is a transformational process, not only for you, but for the person who has transitioned. If it is something positive, this could be something like all of a sudden waking up and realizing, shit, you know, I need to do something different. It is a transformational process. It is the end of one way of life, being, thoughts, feeling, and a transformational situation so that you can change into something else. All right. That being said, each deck has a different quote unquote meaning for the Death card, but the basic principle of the interpretation, at least for me, is the same. Now, I do not have, I have one major arcana card here. And let me show you these cards. This is quite an interesting reading. The Six of Swords, the Three of Swords. I'm sorry, the Two of Swords. And here is the Eight of Swords. The Chariot. Can you guys see that? The Page of Swords. And I like this card, the Page of Swords, a lot. Here is the Ten of Wands. Here's the Page of Pentacles. Here is the Knight of Wands. Okay. And here is the Ten of Cups. And this is our outgoing energy. And we know that tens are also a changing energy. Okay. And what will be happening, depending on the timeline, the situation, and other people, is that this Ten of Wands will change to an Ace. This Ten of Cups, the Ten of Wands will change to an Ace of Wands, a new beginning, a new start, a new drive, focus, ambition, desire, maybe even a new job. And the Ten of Cups will be changing to an Ace of Cups. This could be a new love arriving, a new baby, a new emotional journey. I've even seen this card, particularly in this deck, show up to mean new business opportunities coming up, financial opportunities coming up, okay? They're only opportunities, right? There are no guarantees. There are only opportunities. And so it is about what do we and how do we move towards stepping into the space where we can accept those opportunities. And then not only accept them, but to move forward with them. Now, we know we just had a full moon in Gemini. I think it was on the 15th. At the same time that something moved on the 15th, I can't remember, there was some planetary energy going on there. And we're coming up on a new moon cycle. Let me see where that new moon cycle is going to fall. Here and on what day. Let's see, let me go back. I don't even know what the day is. Okay, hold on. Okay, no, we're moving into a full moon cycle. We just had a new moon in Gemini. That's right. And so this full moon will be falling on the cusp of Sagittarius and Capricorn. Okay, so this means that we have this 2-week time frame between the 15th, which has just occurred, moving into the full moon, to kind of wrap up some things that maybe we've been working on, and prepare to end a particular phase so that we can move to a new phase. For some of you, this may be work. This may be family-based, friendship-based, romance-based. I'm not exactly sure. Now, whenever I have 3 court cards here. I have the Page of Swords. So this might be an air sign individual, Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. I have a Page of Pentacles, which would be an earth sign, perhaps individual, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. And then I have a Knight of Wands, which would be a fire sign individual. So this would be our Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So there may be 3 people involved in this situation. And if not necessarily 3 people, a lot of people. That's how the court cards are read. Now, those of you who have been with me for a while know that I look at the nights as events. That's how they always read to me. So whatever this event is, this event will occur based around some news, based around some kind of travel, perhaps, maybe both. Maybe you get a message and you got to go somewhere. This could be either you going someplace or someone coming to where you are. If this is a person who shows up rapidly out of the blue, because it comes with the Knight of Wands energy, no, just as quickly as they show up is as fast as they can leave. It's a fickle kind of an energy. The top row is all of these swords, a 6 of Swords and a 2 of Swords. Now, to me, this represents, this is the energy of getting to a place mentally where you have overcome something. There were 5 swords there first, and 5s always represent some kind of changes or upheaval or conflict. Okay, thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, ideas, and communication. So this could speak about arguments, right? And I do feel for some of you, you have gotten, in a sense, kind of not maybe past that, but you've gotten to a place where maybe there's no communication whatsoever. And the reason why I say that, between this 6 and this 2 of swords, there are 4 swords missing. Okay. And so the 4 swords typically speaks about a timeout, a break. Nobody's doing anything. You haven't heard anything. So for some of you, this may have been some kind of contractual issue. Maybe this is waiting to hear if your book's going to get published, or waiting to hear if you got that new job, or waiting to find out if someone has received your resume. Whatever the case may be. And then we go from the 2 of swords up to the 8. So then that's another 6 on the back side of that. And so that's kind of a strange thing for me. And what that tells me, it's kind of a circular kind of a thing. Nothing has changed, but yet maybe you're still holding out hope that there will be. You're waiting on something to tell you perhaps which direction you should move in. The second row, which is our present row, and this is past, present, future, past, present, future, we have this Chariot with the Page of Swords and the 10 of Wands. The Chariot usually speaks to the idea of no matter what has happened, what is going on, that you are able to marshal all of your forces and just continue to move ahead. You're not daunted. You're not discouraged. You're not disheartened. Yes, it may be hard, but there really is something that you want, that you're trying to accomplish, that you're trying to say, that you're trying to get across. And here's this Page of Swords. Now, this does speak to messages and news coming in. Again, in one respect, this Page of Swords is saying to me that not only are you waiting for the message to come in, but you're also waiting to say whatever it is you have to say. And I'm going to explain to you, when I said to you about this card, is a pretty interesting card. And here's the 10 of Wands. Now, look at this 10 of Wands. This 10 of Wands is an implication that you are very, very tired. There's that energy portal way behind that. So for some of you, this may move into that July 12th eclipse that we're having, which, by the way, will be falling in the sign of Cancer. And that is what the Chariot card represents, Cancer. Okay, so grab your charts, website members, and take a look where I think it's 20 degrees of Cancer falls in your chart. This is where the eclipse will fall. If you don't have anything at 20 degrees Cancer, look for any other planet or body at 20 degrees in any other sign, because that's going to be pulled in as well. All right. Then we get this Page of Pentacles. This, to me, this 10 of Wands tells me that you're at the end of whatever this, I don't know, burden or this struggle, whatever this thing is that's so heavy for you. I think that you may be able to gain some relief, or at least maybe step through that old energy, because that's really what eclipses are. They are energetic portal ways. Before that occurs, well, yeah, and that's going to be in before the Lion's Gate, which happens every August 8th, okay? That's that Leo energy. It happens in the time of Leo. That is typically when your vertex is activated, and the vertex activation is usually very important people coming into your life, very important situations happening, things that seem like coincidences occurring. So I think that what the cards are saying is that there's an opportunity coming up for some of you, not all of you, for some of you to move through. Eclipses are game changers. All right. Now here's the Page of Pentacles. For some of you, this may have to do with some type of financial or maybe there are finances involved in it in some way. If not actual finances, it's a value thing. Here's the Knight of Wands, and I've already explained to you that this is, to me, some event. And whatever this event is, it will ultimately lead not only to the 10 of Cups, but also the Ace of Cups. So the Death card, though, this meaning, whatever this thing is, it's going to be the end of an old way of life and the beginning of a new way of life. Let me read to you the meanings of these cards. We start with the Six of Swords, and that represents Jupiter's eagle. No, it's not. It's a ho-ho bird. The Japanese ho-ho, the Chinese ho-ho. I don't know. Here's the meaning. You will travel across water or move from one place to another. There could be visits from distant friends or family. To me, that's what that card is. Now, if this is not an actual literal travel or movement, this speaks to travel in the mind. It's a swords card. Okay. Here's the Two of Swords. And I think there's some confusion for some of you about what you should do. It says there is a stalemate where neither party nor side has the power to win. The underlying tension will not allow anything to change for some time. We see that. Okay. Here's this Eight of Swords. Remember, we go from a 6 to a 2, means we've lost 4 swords. But then when we go from the 2 to the 8, that gives us 6 swords. So this is about understanding that even though maybe things are not, or you don't have clarity on the situation, it really is up to you to cut through the bullshit, whether this is negative self-talk, whether this is the perception that you're being blocked or stopped in some way by others, or just life in general, okay? Because it's like I said, it's kind of a circular thing. You can do this. Some of you may be at a point where you feel like you just can't do it anymore. Marshal your forces. You can do this. Here is the Eight of Swords. You have control of a tricky situation now, but could quickly lose control. Discretion and diplomacy are needed. It says you may feel unable to leave an unpleasant situation. It goes back to this card. If this is not a literal moving away, because it looks like some of you want to move, but for whatever reason you think you can't move, and right now you have more control over this situation than you realize, and if you feel like you're stuck or think you're stuck, it's only because that's the way you're thinking. So this is these 3 cards are saying that you need to refocus and reshift the way that you are thinking, okay? You positively can. How are you going to do that? The Chariot card. And here is the Chariot. If you sustain your efforts during a conflict or struggle, you will win in the end. This card can also mean unexpected good news, travel, or change in your life. Practice self-control to reach your goals. Now, here's the most interesting card. And I'm going to tell you what this means. I'm going to read you the actual history behind the card. Then I'm going to give you the meaning. This is the Page of Swords. This card represents the werewolf. Counter to European legends, werewolves did not undergo actual physical change, but rather a mental and aura change that created the illusion of a wolf in behavior and appearance. During the process of transformation into a wolf, the shapeshifter's anguish as he releases conscious control produces the twisting grunts and howls. Now, this says the man on the card howls in triumph as he successfully transforms his essential self into a wolf. The necklace of feathers and other charms point to his shamanic training. He is prepared to use this highly spiritual power and his greatly heightened sense of awareness. Now think about that. Wolves got to have a great height. They're solitary creatures pretty much. To seek out information he could not otherwise find. So this is about becoming aware of the energy that is around you. The meaning of this card says, keep aware for a message and opportunity about money and or material gain. It says this could also be an advance notice of a troubling period in your life, especially if you do not see through the illusion of, I can't get out of this situation. Nothing's going to change for me. That's an illusion. Don't fall for it. That's that negative self-talk. 10 of Wands. Keep quiet and listen, and you will find out something. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one. That's a 9. The 10 of Wands says, a tangle of events is straightened out, but the outcome may not be to your liking. You feel as if you are carrying a very heavy burden. Be certain you have not taken up someone else's responsibilities. A new and difficult cycle is coming, but you have the strength to handle it well. Because this falls here for me, I think that some of you are still kind of caught up in whatever that is, but it's a changing energy. And the sooner you can get on that, okay, the sooner this is going to change for you. The Page of Pentacles. Good news concerning money is on the way. Pay attention to messages, particularly from dreams, and allow nature to bring healing and balance into your life. Knight of Wands. Important, powerful forces are affecting the events in your life. Be certain that you are on a positive path in order to take advantage of them. Good news is coming about a journey, a move, or a job change. So this really is about movement on many different levels. Some of you may not want to be moving. Some of you may not want to be, may not change jobs, but you know that there's some kind of change that needs to be done, whether this is on the physical plane, the spiritual plane, the mental plane, the emotional plane. So this is literally about moving. I think it's about moving energy around. Ten of Cups. Where are you investing your energy? There will be a happy, secure family life. Joy and love are abundant. It says use your talents to bring happiness to others. And overhanging this is the Death card. An unforeseen event forces you to make a drastic change. So something is occurring for some of you. I think there's a change for everybody. The level of how drastic it is only going to be relative to what the situation is. Drastic does not always mean necessary. It just means something that happens that causes a huge, monumental kind of a shift. At least that's how I read it. I'm going to pull cards. I'm going to use the La Vida Sibilas on this Page of Swords, because I want to see what the illusions, if the cards will tell me what the illusions concern. Here. Pensiero, thought. Well, that's good for a swords card. Gran Signore, the man about town. So this is in effect kind of like the King of Cups. So this could be a lover. This could also be a boss. This could be a landlord. Somebody very important male. And the sospiri, waiting for the ship, the sighing, the longing. Now, to me, that ship in the background also speaks to moving, as if you're saying you're waiting for that information to show up. Exactly what I was saying. From whom or what it is about, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is pull cards on this Knight of Wands here. Now I have lots of people get readings from me. Hold on. Look, the Belvedere. Great foresight and planning. La riunione, the meeting. Sometimes a job interview. Conversazione. Pleasant conversations. So, something's coming. Okay. I get a lot of people who will email me they get readings, they book readings, and they go, oh, will I ever find, and I'm like, how the hell do I know? You ain't doing nothing to get out there to find it. No, you won't. So I think this is the idea that for many of you, somebody important is coming. Maybe someone important is returning. But definitely there's a change coming. Now, it's not all positive for everybody. Can't be. For some of you, this could really be a move forward in a new direction. For others of you, this could be going back over old ground so that you can clear out that old stuff and begin to move anew. Definitely, if you haven't gotten your transit tutorial reading, website members, you need to be getting that, because I think it's going to point you in it will reveal more to you than per se the tarot card reading. The tarot, I use the tarot and astrology together. They support each other. One is not more precise than the other, but when you combine the two of them together, it is really an eye-opening experience. So, one card, here we go. It is still the Eight of Swords. But I want you to take a good look at that card. There are two paths that you can take. And right now, you feel as though you can't take either one of them. You don't know which way to go. You can see the sun shining between those two peaks. So it tells me that one choice is not too palatable to you. There's some obstacles and challenges with it. And so is the other choice. But what we can assume is that there is flat land in between those two staircases and in between those two mountains. So you have a choice. You always do. Maybe that has not become clear to you yet. Let's read this Eight of Swords here. The keywords are restricted, obstacles, powerless, and action. While the title of this card, Helpless and Hopeless, may sound bleak, don't let it scare you. This card arrives as a wake-up call to adjust your thinking about a situation or relationship. You may feel that obstacles have been placed in your way, preventing you from achieving your dreams around love. You may think that your situation is beyond hope and that you are powerless to improve it. Nothing could be further from the truth, however. All that is required is a willingness to take action. Assess your current state of affairs and decide what needs to change. Then take decisive steps to make those changes and move yourself into a position of empowerment. By taking action, you take charge of the situation. Feel the power in that. Recognize that you do have the ability to create the relationships of your dreams. Nothing can hold you back unless you let it. Take charge and step into your power, and then watch your relationships flourish. That's what I have for you. I hope this message helped you for the summer solstice. If you are interested, come on over and do the one-day thing. Again, if you got any trouble with it, please contact me using the support link, the support desk support ticket thing on the main menu. And I hope to be hearing from you, some of you new people soon, and website members. I don't know what you got to do, but you need to get your transit tutorials. I cannot stress that enough. So until next time, namaste.